Welcome back to another video, guys, and in this video we're going to be dealing with this piraeus. It's not something I really wanted to do. It was only put on this slab last year, and I was really happy the way it turned out, but it's suffering because of this. They're very sensitive plants anyway, but it's a combination of things, mainly the cats and birds. They're just stripping this on a daily basis. Every day I'm having to put the moss back on it, and I think the plant's suffering for it. As I say, the piraeus, they've got quite a sensitive root mass anyway, so any disturbance, it's kind of amplified. So for the health of the tree, I'm going to put it into a pot, and then hopefully the cats and the birds will leave it alone. It's a shame because when it's done and all dressed nicely, it does look beautiful. It's a really nice scene, but as you can see, I mean, the soil and the moss was banked to the very edge of the slab, and you can see how much has been exposed. They just pick it and just scratch at it. So I think it's the best option, I think, to put it back in a pot, for the health of the tree, and also me sweeping up every day putting soil back on it. So that's what we're going to do. I've got a pot. I went and bought one this morning. So what we'll do is we'll get this off of the slab, and then I'll put it into the crap catcher, and then we'll just have a look at the roots. I'm not going to touch them too much. I'm just going to have a look and see if there is any dead root in there, which I'm pretty sure there is. And then we'll get him potted up, and then have a look at it, see what you think. Okay, I did that outside because it was a bit of a messy job. It started to rain as well, which is good. Things are drying out. We haven't had rain for a while. But yeah, I thought I'd pull it out outside, pull it out, and just bring it in here. It's warmer in here. We'll get rid of this horrible Irish moss, but I'm not going to touch it. I had a quick look underneath. There's a few visible roots that had hit the slab. They're all looking quite healthy, to be fair. A bit of new growth underneath, but the more I looked around the edges, it kind of air pruned itself where the roots had penetrated into the air. They just died off, which I knew anyway. I mean, that's the reason why I'm doing this. And I think the trees every time it was producing decent roots, they just die off on the ends as it kind of escaped the soil, or rather the soil was exposed. So yeah, it needs to be done, really. It needs to be done, which is a shame because I quite like the actual look and design of it. But hey ho, that's what you get for having 1,100 cats. As I say, shame really, but I think it'll look quite nice in the new pot. I'll bring the pot in a minute and we can have a look at it. Yeah, I think it will look quite nice. It will work, and it will do the tree a world of good, or trees rather, because there are two here. I'm going to save that fern. It's quite a cute little fern, that one. Just get out all this horrible moss. Right, we'll just spin this around without damaging it. Look this side. That looks pretty good actually. Yeah, the roots are looking quite good actually. Quite good. Okay, I'm going to just take a little bit off the bottom because I don't think we're going to expose that many roots. There's some nice healthy feeder roots around here. I do want to bring it down a little bit in the new pot because it is quite a shallow pot. There's some nice mycorrhiza in here. Just loosen it up gently. That looks good. Right, that one's done. This one, don't think we need to do a lot to it. I think we're going to leave that one as it is, not touch it. Just check for weeds. Looks pretty good. Okay, right, I'll move this to one side. And we'll bring the pot in and we'll just kind of like play around with it. Offer it up, see what it looks like. Okay, here's the pot. It's very nice. Yeah, it's very nice. It's quite a light colour. It's got a stamp on it, whatever that stamp is. Yeah, it's quite nice. I thought the colour of it kind of suited the colour of the bark. That was my thinking. I'm going to go something like this. Something like that. I want it quite a windswept look, but at the same time I don't want too much emptiness. Obviously this branch here has died. I think Will can just, yeah, he's dead. So he'll have to come off anyway, because they don't really back bud if there's nothing on the ends. Just take him right back. We can have a quick look inside and see. Yeah, pretty brown. You can see how green it is, that end where it was chopped off the trunk, but that end, yeah. So unfortunately they do that though anyway, piraeus. They will just lose a branch for no reason. Well, there is a reason. They're very sensitive plants. Okay, so I've prepped the pot for this little one. I think it needs to go on its own. I think both trees were suffering on the slab, so we'll get them into their own containers. They're obviously, both containers are well oversized for them, but that's a good thing. It's the health of the plants really. I say these piraeus are quite sensitive. So we just want to let it grow on. When they do take on growth, they can be really vigorous, but it's not showing signs of that at the minute. So hence repotting, own vessels, and we're going to let this one grow out. So it's a bit of a funny shape. You can see it is a bit of a funny shape going on at the top. Bottom's quite nice, got some lovely movement going on down here. Not sure about this branch off of here. It's either one or the other, I think. But at the minute, I'm going to leave everything on there, and then rely on back budding. Really down here would be ideal. That's what I'm hoping. But we all know in bonsai, yeah, it doesn't always happen that way. But optimism, you know me and optimism. It may happen. It'll back bud. It will certainly back bud. But where? Yeah, they tend to back bud on the not the rough old bark, unless you clean them up. You can clean them up like a juniper. They tend to back bud on the smoother bark, which there is quite a bit along this area here. So yeah, fingers crossed on that one. But at the minute, we just want to get this tree back to health, back into a pot where it's going to be left, because they don't like being repotted. Piraeus, they tend to take a good couple of years before they really settle in and start pushing out decent foliage. So we're going to be behind on this tree, I know we are, but it is what it is. And I'm going to bury some of this moss, because there's a lot of root in this moss, and I don't want to disturb it. I don't want to disturb any of the roots. There's still quite a bit of organic already around the root mass, so I'm not going to add any organic to it. Right, just jiggery pokery this down. That's all we're going to do. Take them outside, we'll water them. We'll water the other one. You can see what I've done with that, and we'll put them up on the bench, and then yeah, have a look.